Hello and welcome back to OmniFit TV. This is your host Omar speaking, and today's video is about Euro 2024. It is the first of my Euro 2024 series. We're going to get into this tournament, and I'm sure the excitement is everywhere. And also, just before I continue, thank you to everyone who's been tuning in. I've been doing my best to curate quality content for everyone, despite the fact that I'm a bit limited in terms of production. But again, thank you for tuning in. It means a lot to me. Let's get into it. We have Group A, Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland. Germany are going to be making their 14th appearance in this tournament. They've won, I think, 3 times before, 1980 being the most notable, in my humble opinion, in Italy. Winning it in England in 96 was obviously adding insult to injury, putting into context the rivalry with the English. So they have a chance to do something that not many nations have actually done, which is win on home soil. Only 3 countries have won on home soil in Euro history: Spain, France, and Italy. Every other country has primarily struggled, especially if they made it far into the tournament. Only one co-host in the history of the tournament has made it further than the group stages or the quarterfinals, and that is Holland. But every other co-host has bowed out as early as the quarterfinals. So, anyways, this is I'm just a bit nervous. Forgive me. I'm really excited about this group in particular because of Hungary. Hungary are making their 6th appearance in the tournament, their 2nd consecutive appearance. Scotland are making their 3rd appearance, their 2nd consecutive appearance as well. Switzerland are also making their 6th. And I think it is their 3rd consecutive appearance. They were present in 2016 in the last Euros, and they'll be present again in this one. In regards to Germany's chances, I feel as though this German side isn't as consistent as it needs to be, and that they haven't been as consistent as they should be heading into this tournament. They've done well in front of some, strong opposition. Their last victory against France, notably being a focal point. They struggled against Greece in their last friendly. And I feel as though they're not as stable as they should be at the back, at the very least. Florian Wirtz is the key player, in my humble opinion. Kai Havertz up front, I'm not necessarily sure about. He's very much of a unicorn. I think 13 goals in a season is not necessarily a strong return for a player of his quality, but he should be firing on all cylinders ahead of the tournament. Manuel Neuer will definitely be key in goal if he maintains his level of quality, because I think Germany have a very good chance of making it far. But again, hosts have not necessarily clinched that brass ring as far as they've gone. A couple of hosts have managed to make it to finals and still lose, Portugal and France being obvious examples. I personally see them finishing first in this group, but not without a couple of struggles. I'll say we have Germany first. I believe, and this is going to be a bit crazy because I'm not really good with predictions, but I'm doing this for fun, and I don't think this is going to be factual. All right. Germany against Scotland could end in a 3-1 win if they fire on all cylinders. In regards to their second game against Hungary, it is important to note that Hungary gave the Germans hell in the last Euros. They were with them in the same group. Marco Rossi's Hungary team, let's get to them now, are built for knockouts tournament football. They are the strongest team in this group, in my humble opinion, not in terms of the individual quality, but in terms of the cohesion that they have as a team. They did extremely well in the Nations League. They topped their Euro qualifiers group, and they haven't lost a single game in the last 18 months, including doing the double against England in the UEFA Nations League at home and away, beating England 4-0 at Wembley. This team is clinical up front. players like Zoboslai, Salai, and veteran centre back Orban are going to be playing a massive role. What Marco Rossi has done ever since he took over the national team has turned heads and has given fans a lot to hope for. They've become much more optimistic in nature and clinical in front of goal and in defense. So I would say, despite the Swiss's form, and despite the fact that Switzerland has almost always made it into the round of 16 or out of their group, Hungary will finish second. I'm not going to put the points up just yet. I'll get to Switzerland. And I will predict Hungary and Switzerland before I get to that. I think that the Hungarians and the Swiss, I think that Hungary could walk away with a 2-1 win. To get to the Swiss. Oh, apologies for that, just the camera. To get to the Swiss. The Swiss national team has always been successful in these tournaments in regards to how consistently they show up. The quality is there, albeit some of their stars are aging. Shaqiri, who's basically led this team for so many years now, I've kind of lost track. He's been underperforming. He's playing in the MLS as far as I can remember. You can correct me if I am wrong. But I feel like anything beyond or anything below a round of 16 performance or progression for the Swiss will be deemed as an absolute failure. But I personally see that the best third place finish is going to be between them and Scotland. So I'm gonna give it to them. Albeit my gut is telling me to give it to Scotland. Because if the age-old adage, the game is won in midfield, is correct, then the Scots would take it home. They have McTominay, Billy Gilmore, and John McGinn, who is perhaps one of the most underrated players I've ever seen. But apart from that, the Scots have been extremely underwhelming. This is also going to be their second consecutive tournament, which I've mentioned before, but they didn't manage to do all that well in their last tournament. So I'm going to throw Switzerland in third. And I will wager that they will end up being one of the better third place teams in this tournament. And the Scots will finish fourth. Bear in mind that my predictions, again, I do not believe that these are facts. This is simply based on my analysis. It's based on the form that these teams have had. I think that Germany is going to edge it out into first place, more so than get it comfortably, if they don't show up. Because, again, they have not been consistent. Hungary is on the rise. In my opinion, again, they are the strongest team in this group. But a lapse in concentration could cost them. And I think they could actually give Germany a run for their money for first place. The Swiss are going to have to give both the Hungarians and the Germans hell. And I think that Scotland, if they don't get it together, will be cannon fodder in this group. In regards to the predictions for the rest of the results, I believe that Hungary and Germany will end in a 2-2 draw. I'm predicting some high-scoring games. You got to take some risks sometimes. Scotland will lose to the Swiss. Or rather, I think the Scots could clinch a draw here if they actually take care of things. So let's say 1-1. Switzerland will most definitely lose to the Germans. I'll go for 2-0. Excuse me for saying most definitely. I mean, no disrespect to the Swiss. But I really want them to prove me wrong here. And the Hungarians will walk away with, in the last group game, it may end in a 1-1 draw. So now I kind of have to calculate this because I'm really bad at math. So just give me a sec here. So Germany get 3 points, and they get a point, and they get another 3. So that's 7 points for Germany in first place. If these numbers don't end up aligning based on my predictions, it's going to be a bit awkward. So Hungary, a win here, a draw. So that's 4 points. That is 5. In second, the Swiss, losing to Hungary, losing to the Germans, and drawing with the Scots. That's 1 point. Scotland, losing, drawing, and I will say, just fix this, because technically it wouldn't align with my prediction. I will say that they will lose to the Hungarians. I have to kind of fix that just to make sure it actually aligns with what I think. No points for the Scots as they go home empty-handed. Again, I'm not necessarily sure this is correct in terms of the actual results, but in regards to how this table looks and my inability to do basic math, these are the teams that I think will go through. What do you think? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook, and here on YouTube. Group B is coming soon. And honestly, we have the entire bracket here for the knockout stage. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I've had a lot of fun. I hope you have too. I've been Omar. You've been wonderful, and I will see you again in my next video.